read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Angela Smith claims she was suspended from selling jewelry at the farmer's market after confronting her friend for selling copycat items. Claudette Anderson says Miss Smith was out of control and flipped a table.
Ladies, Miss Angela Smith here as my plaintiff and Claudette Anderson as my defendant. Miss Smith, I see you are suing Miss Anderson for $1,600. You claim defamation and lost wages. What brings you to court, ma'am?
I was accused of flipping a table.
You flipping a table?
Yeah, me flipping a table. And
Sorry, Your Honor.
and
Okay.
there was a argument between us.
And what is the relationship, ma'am?
It's not a relationship anymore, Your Honor. We were friends.
Y'all were friends?
Yes, Your
We
Honor.
were friends.
Okay. And then what happened?
Well, in the course of us meeting each other, we became very good friends. I'm a glass artist.
Glass artist. I see you
Yeah.
have some work you're going to show us in a minute. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And she showed an interest of wanting to know what I was doing, and I showed her basically, but the relationship changed
At that point?
at that point.
Okay.
You know,
so you taught, did she teach you, ma'am, the methodology of creating this work?
Not initially, Your Honor. I was going to the market. I admired her work. And then, yes, we became friends. And then later on, she was the one that invited me to this bead making class.
Okay.
After I went to the class, Your Honor, that's when I fell in love with it.
And was she teaching the class?
That first class, she was not teaching, Your Honor. We just
Okay.
went to a class together as friends.
Okay.
She invited me. Just
Yes.
want to make that clear.
Yes.
But
And
once,
Okay.
we went through the class,
Yes.
she went through the class. She still needed
Yes.
help, you know, from me, which I gave to her.
Okay.
But I also was
And you don't
providing.
dispute that part?
No, Your Honor, I
So
don't.
she was able to help you elevate?
Yes, Your Honor.
The craft.
Yes, Your Honor.
But in the course of her making her jewelry, she was using my materials.
Oh.
And after a year, I sort of felt I was being used a little bit because she never offered to pay for any supplies.
So you never got any money from this?
I never.
Your Honor, I wouldn't give her any money because we were friends. If I would, she was already making this beads all the time. I thought she had the supplies. She never told me that she was going out of her way to buy extra
But
material. I didn't know.
Miss Anderson, did you think that the beads were free? What did you think that the...
She had the supplies. I was just learning from her, but I did not know she was going to actually go out of her pocket to buy extra materials to train me or to show me. I didn't know that. She never expressed that
I
to me.
have
Your Honor.
enough.
Hold on, Miss Smith. Miss Anderson, I'm going to stay with you for a minute because I'm going to make you stand on this.
Yes, sir.
You're telling the court that you believed that she had such a surplus
Yes,
of
Your Honor.
materials that it would not cost her anything to share them with you. So if she's giving materials away that she would have otherwise sold at the farmer's market to you, is that not her incurring an expense? Yes or no?
No, Your Honor, because you can have extra materials and extra supplies that you're not using for the farmer's market to sell.
No, it don't
So
work
I
like
wouldn't
no,
know that
no. Miss Anderson, now, we don't have to all have an MBA to understand how supply, demand, and retail work. If the lady sells beads
Yes, Your Honor.
and earns money doing so, it doesn't matter if she has a little bit or a lot of bit, they all represent potential money. So if she's taking the potential money, known as her supply,
At her cost.
at her cost, thank you for that, and she is sharing that with you,
As a friend.
as a friend, an enemy, a boo, a daughter, it don't matter. She's sharing it with you. That is cutting into her potential income supply. Now, that's not complicated. Everybody understands that, correct?
Absolutely.
Look behind you, Miss Anderson. Everybody's understanding this. So we're not going to play this game. Now, go ahead, Miss Smith.
And which caused a problem, but I started seeing a difference in what I was receiving from the, what I was selling at the
What you were
farmer's
able to
market.
get from your product.
Right. So
Because is she now basically operating as a competitor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
And similar to the work that I do.
Well, let me be the judge of that. Elijah, will you confiscate both ladies' jewelry
And
collections?
Your Honor, there
here?
would be some similarities because I did go to the class that she invited me to.
Yeah, you learned from her.
Yeah, I learned
You made
from her.
that
so
very
there's gonna
clear,
be
ma'am.
similarities in the jewelry making.
Miss Anderson, I'm not confused,
Okay.
darling. I don't need your help understanding the facts of the case. Thank you. Okay.
Yes. Would you like to see the bracelets?
Those are your bracelets that
Yes.
you made?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Oh, well, you ain't got to come all the way up, ma'am.
Oh.
How about I'll meet you in the middle? Let me see.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
It needs a little work, young lady. But I get it. She is an expert in her craft, and you are a beginner.
Yes, Your Honor.
And with respect, it shows.
And later,
There was some Instagram or like social media post that people were complaining that I was not insured. She's declining to pay me for the labor, so I took the $1,000 of materials that I paid for out of pocket.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Angela Smith, who blames Claudette Anderson for loss of income.
Oh, well, this is quite lovely.
Yeah. Sterling silver.
Sterling silver with the blue, and then we have the teal color here.
Yes.
I also have two on here as well.
Okay, well, I guess.
I'm just saying, I mean, it's equal. I'm just showing you as well. Like, they're not similar. I'm just showing you how different beads.
No, they are different. You're correct. I don't know that you like how they're different, though. Okay, let me go ahead and go up here. So let me be totally direct with you, Miss Anderson. It needs a little work, young lady. But I get it. She is an expert in her craft, and you are a beginner.
Yes, Your Honor.
And with respect, it shows.
Yes, Your
Even looking at the bracelets. So I'm a little surprised, actually, then, Miss Smith, that Miss Anderson, despite whatever her effort or intention was, would pose an actual threat to your business. Because your work, quite frankly, is just much more elevated.
Well, yes, that's true. And when I realized that there was someone else at the farmer's market that was selling, I actually went over to her booth, and that's where we started having the problem.
Okay.
Because-
Is this when you flipped the table?
No, I didn't flip the table.
Okay, hold on, Miss Anderson, because that's what she's alleging, man.
Yeah, that's
Did you
what she
tell me
said.
what actually happened?
Well, we had the argument. She's over at her booth with her customers. So I decided to go a little bit closer to where she was at. And I came around the little desk or whatever, and I'm arguing, she's arguing, her customers are there, and it was a whole bunch of confusion going on. She's the only one saying that I flipped it.
Okay. All right, let's go to some evidence. Do you have any evidence for the court, ma'am? Give your whole folder to Elijah, please, my bailiff. Thank you, ma'am. And do you have some evidence as well?
Yes, Your Honor. I have the letter.
And that's the letter?
Yes, Your Honor. I have
So
it
give her
right
the whole, give Elijah the whole folder.
Yes, Your
Thank
Honor.
you. Y'all two nice looking ladies, but my goodness, this sounds ugly. Okay. This sets up how you two both started exchanging the glass work together. You say, hey, Angela, I've started working with glass more seriously and I could use some directions. Would you be open to helping me sometimes? Yes, I can do that. It could be tricky. You can bring your pieces by. Great. Hey, Angela, I'm working on a piece and I'm stuck. Would you help me? I need to be honest. I'm feeling stretched. I've been helping a lot and providing materials, and it's starting to affect my own work. If you want me to keep helping you in person, I need you to bring your own materials or compensate me for what I'm using. I'm not trying to be difficult. I just can't keep doing this the same way. So that actually goes to what I was saying earlier, Ms. Anderson, that she really did not have this surplus of materials, and nor even if she did, you're just not entitled to it. Confrontation. You told the market's office that I flipped your table over. We both know that's not how it happened. You took advantage of my kindness after I introduced you to glass, mentored you using my own materials, and then you ghosted me the moment I asked for compensation, and now you have the nerve to try to get me suspended. Wow. What really gets me is that you turned around and sold the jewelry I taught you how to make, work that looks just like mine at the very same farmer's market where we met. Now I'm going here to these bank statements because you're saying that part of your lawsuit, $1,600, is loss of wages.
Right.
So you're saying that you, weren't able to recoup as much money when she started showing up?
I did lost wages that way, but I also lost the wages of not being able to attend the farmer's market for 2 months.
Which is not my fault.
Okay, hold on. I'll be the one determining whose fault it is. So this is important. I'm looking at a suspension letter. This is from the farmer's market itself. Hey, Angela, we are writing regarding an incident reported to our office involving your interaction with another vendor. The incident was reported, it says, by the defendant, Ms. Claudette Anderson, who has informed us that during a confrontation at her booth, that you flipped her table over, causing disruption to the market and drawing attention to nearby vendors. In order to ensure safety, your vendor privileges are being temporarily suspended for a period of 2 months, effective immediately, pending further investigation. During that time, you may not participate as a vendor. And have you been reinstated?
No, I have not been reinstated.
So the investigation is ongoing?
It's still going on.
Okay. And you have anything to say in your defense?
I mean, there was so much chaos going on.
It was
could have
chaos caused by you, though, for coming to my area in my space.
The chaos going on, there was a number of things going on. She's screaming, I'm screaming.
But the table was flipped over at some point.
The table was flipped over, but not by myself. I didn't flip it over.
Okay. You think she flipped her own table over?
I don't know who flipped the table,
Your Honor, while
but I know I
working
did.
at the booth, I'm trying to make money. I'm standing in front of my customers. She took the time out of her day to walk all the way over to my booth for whatever reason. She was jealous. I don't know, because I'm at the front of the gate.
Don't
So
need
maybe
to
she
be
was jealous. I don't know. Came over there and flipped
Okay,
over my
Ms.
table,
Smith,
Your Honor.
she's alleging jealousy. What is your response to it?
Can't be no jealousy.
Then why would you come over to my booth in the middle of a farmer's
right
market?
there.
Why would you come over to my booth
I
to
wanted
confront
to
me?
see who.
Okay, ladies, I think I'm ready to make a ruling on this one. Ms. Smith, it is not Ms. Anderson's job to develop and then uphold a boundary for your comfort. You got to do that. And I think that maybe some of that upsettedness trickled over into the way in which you ended up confronting this woman at her booth on that particular day. So while this investigation is still pending, I'm going to have to defer to its conclusions. And because they're not in front of me today in court, I have no other choice but to dismiss the plaintiff's case in full. Ms. Smith, this whole thing sounds unfortunate, but next time, have better boundaries, ma'am. That's my ruling. Unnecessary, ma'am. Unnecessary.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
No, I have no final thoughts.
Okay. Any final thoughts?
You are my friend, and it's just so unfortunate that it had to go down like this.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Judges made their rulings. Please grab your belongings and follow me.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
And what did he quote you, ma'am?
He said it would be anywhere between $5,000 and $6,000 for the entire job.
Okay, and you agreed to pay that?
I did once the job was finished, yeah.
Okay.
This is Equal Justice. Justin Tyler claims he was hired to build a staircase for the defendant, but was fired without pay when the job was nearly finished. Stephanie Morrow says she discovered Mr. Tyler was uninsured and is countersuing for $3,000.
I see I have Justin Tyler here as my plaintiff and Stephanie Morrow as my defendant. Mr. Tyler, I see you are suing Ms. Morrow for $2,000, but there is a countersuit right back at you for $3,000. I will start with you, Mr. Tyler. What brings you to court, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. I'm a handyman. I do, jobs around the neighborhood. I've been doing this since high school. So I was doing a job for one of her neighbors, and she approached me saying that she had been wanting to create a stairway up to her top deck in her backyard. It's a job I've done before, and I quoted her basically $5,000 to $6,000, but I charged $2,000 for the labor.
Go ahead and give your folder, please, to
Yes, Your Honor.
my bailiff. Thank you, sir.
So she paid me up front $3,000 like we agreed, but my labor fee was $2,000.
Okay.
So when I was basically almost finished with the top deck, I hadn't put on the sealant yet, the weather sealant. She apparently found out that there was some Instagram or like social media post, I don't really know the forum, but that people were complaining that I was not insured. We never talked about insurance before. I don't know why this suddenly became a problem, but she did become very furious, very hostile, and told me that she wasn't gonna basically pay. And so I dismantled about $1,000 of what I used in materials and took it home. But she's declining to pay me for the labor. So I took $1,000 of materials that I paid for out of pocket, and I'm just asking that she pay me for the labor that I did do.
So
it
you
was
would
about
pay
7 to 10 days.
for the labor. Okay.
Yes.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
He was working on this deck that's going up to the second floor. What if he fell?
I think that the time to ask those questions would have been before the project started.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Justin Tyler and Stephanie Morrow over unpaid construction work.
And what did he quote you, ma'am?
He said it would be anywhere between $5,000 and $6,000 for the entire job.
Okay, and you agreed to pay that?
I did, once the job was finished, yes.
Okay. Now, at some point, this falls apart. What I'm looking at to the left with the railing is what you built originally.
Yes. Correct.
That was its last iteration.
Yes.
And then when she fired you from the job, you started dismantling it, and it looked like to the right.
Correct.
Is that
yes.
correct?
Well,
Tell me,
when he
ma'am.
was dismantling it, he blew up. I was trying to have a discussion with him. I was concerned that he didn't have insurance because it quickly escalated. I'm not even sure what happened. I was in shock that he had reacted to this whole thing. And my concern was he was working on this deck that's going up to the second floor. What if he fell? What if I had somebody over and they walked on it, several people walked on it, and it fell?
Ma'am, I get
It's
it. I get it.
Structurally, I don't know.
I get it, Ms. Morrow. I really do. I think that my concern is the time to ask those questions, the concern about the structure and the liability and this and that, would have been before the project started. That's what we call due diligence.
Right. So all of this has to be dismantled. None of it is usable. So I'm going to have to pay somebody else another, $8,000 to build this staircase.
Let's see, Mr. Tyler,
Yes.
you told the court yourself you went about the business of basically reimbursing yourself by dismantling the project, trying to recoup your funds. Were you able to get the money back, sir?
Not the 3,000, no, but I mean,
Did you get 1,000 back?
I would say that the materials that I took home with me that I can reuse, that plywood and those fasteners, yes, I believe that is $1,000, and I paid it out of pocket in a trustworthy environment that I thought at least it was trustworthy.
Judge Eboni's verdict when equal justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
Number one, it is very important moving forward in your business, Mr. Tyler, that you get all of the terms and conditions up front from your clients. For you, ma'am, if you were to say, hey, Your Honor, I let him finish the job even after I found out he was not insured and wasn't, licensed, and then something happened, you would have a case. But that's not what you're telling this court. You're saying that you preemptively interrupted the job, canceled the job, told the man you were not going to pay him under any terms, and he basically took his materials and went home. So the reality is neither one of y'all have a case here. That's exactly what it is, sir. When you decide to dismantle the labor that you spent 7 days doing, you undermine the concept in which I could have awarded you fees for your work because you basically undid the work. And ma'am, you spent $3,000 on materials for a job that you hired him to do. He was doing the job, and then you decided it wasn't good enough. Therefore, your plaintiff's claim is dismissed outright, lack of evidence. And ma'am, your claim is dismissed outright, lack of evidence. Both of y'all need to work on how you do business moving forward. That is my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled. Both cases are dismissed.
Any final thoughts, Howard?
Well, I mean, insurance doesn't cost that much. It's important for you and for whomever you're working for.
Any final thoughts, sir?
Wish I could say it was a pleasure doing business with you.
All right. Judge has made a ruling. Please grab your belongings and follow me.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.